Hello, everyone. I've been wanting to come onto here on YouTube for a while to do this video, really for a couple of months since I got back from Europe. And I've resisted. It felt hard. It felt hard because I wasn't quite sure what I wanted to talk about, how I wanted to explain it. I knew that what I would be sharing was different to what I've shared here before on YouTube, which was very much about business energy, which is still a big part of my work. But certainly, if you've been following me on any of the other places I show up, you would realize that there is actually something that has been growing within me and birthing, which is very different to what I've done in the past. And yet it's not, it's an integral part of it. And this is about my work with the Rose Line. And so I wanted to create a video to talk about, well, one, what is the Rose Line and what has it meant to me? What does it mean to me now? But also on the weekend, I had a big insight about almost like a practical way to use the energy of the Rose Line for everyone. And so I wanted to share a little bit about that as well. It's still not fully landed, but it is relevant to everyone. And I, when this energy came through so strongly for me, particularly in France, but the whole time I was in Europe, and I made some changes in my business. I changed my Patreon group from the receiving channel to the Rose Line so that I would have a group that I could explore this energy with. And then I offered a mastermind called In Business with the Rose. It's very strong. I've woven this energy in, but I haven't really had a platform where I'm showing up and freely sharing content on the Rose Line. And I felt that this YouTube channel could be that place. But obviously, everyone who subscribed to this channel has subscribed because of their interest in business energy. And so in some ways, this video is a bridge to link the two, to show that I haven't just gone like done a 180-degree turn and I'm just on a completely different trajectory now to what I was on. To be able to see, is this relevant to you? Is this something you're interested in knowing more about? Would you come and listen to some videos on YouTube if I talked about this more? So back to basics first. What is the Rose Line? So the Rose Line, the energy of the Rose Line first came to me around 20 years ago. And it initially came, I had a healing session when I was pregnant with my youngest, Grace, who is now 21 and a half. And the I was actually learning how to do pranic healing. That's when I learned to do the energy work that is the foundation of what I still do. And the teacher was doing a little healing with me. And at the time, she said to me, "You know the meaning of roses. You know what every color means. This is something you've always been involved in. This is what you've had lifetime after lifetime exploring." And I was a bit like, "Oh, okay," because roses didn't mean anything particular to me at that time. But it's always the case with me. As soon as someone says something like that, I go off. So I go off on a journey. So I was like, okay. So I suddenly, I kept it there. It was percolating. And then over the next couple of years, I sat with roses. And at the time I had moved to Perth just for 8 months. I was there and there were lots of roses. And so I used to sit with them and commune with them. And then slowly I began to gather information from them. And probably a year or so after doing that, I started to receive messages from these beings who said they were of the Rose Line. Cut a long story short, I started to write down their story. In fact, that's not true. I recorded it on a dictaphone as I walked on the beach because that's what you did then. And then had someone transcribe them all. So that was how I was actually writing this book about the Rose Line. Now, these beings, some of them you would know, they were all in feminine form at that time. Some of them you would know, some of them you wouldn't at all. They'd been deleted from history or the retelling of history. And And so the story coming through was the true story of their life. But what all of these women had in common was that they were fully balanced in their masculine and feminine, and really fully integrated. And so were very powerful in bringing through their gifts, in bringing through everything, because in doing what they came here to do, because of this integration. And anyway, time went on. I stopped writing, got caught up with raising my children, and that just sat there until sort of a year ago, and it started to come in again. And then this year, after my journey in France, it was very strong again. It was like, okay, they're here, they're back. What's this about? Why now? Because I have, my business. It's this is what it's about. So why are you here? What can I do with you other than hold retreats where your energy comes through, which is what happened in all the retreats I did in Europe. And again, it was this theme of integrating and harmonizing the masculine and feminine within you. Now, that's where it was relevant to my business, because in my business, this is what I talk about with business energy. It's about harmonizing the yin and the yang, and especially bringing more yin into your business, dropping into the yin more, so that you can create a business that is flowing, that is easy, that is abundant, that is in tune with the cycles, very aligned with what would be termed feminine energies. So when this energy came back of the rose line, it was like, well, this is what it's about. It's about embodying the masculine and feminine, because this is what you are sharing with your audience anyway. The difference being this time is that I was shown that the path we walk, our soul's path, is called the rose line. This is the path of integration. We are truly walking our soul's path when the masculine and the feminine are integrated. And not only that, this is our soul path. The rose line is our soul path in the fifth dimension, otherwise called or termed now New Earth. And that's what I talk about. I talk about creating a business for New Earth, or a new business paradigm. So what I was shown was that the rose line is not just this lineage of women. The rose line is our embodiment of our masculine and feminine in harmony, which raises our vibration to a point where we are walking the path of that higher frequency, the path of New Earth. And we're all here to do that right now. Everyone, my whole audience is here to do this right now. That's why you're listening to me. That's why you listen to me talk about business. That's why you listen to me talking about receiving. And the receiving was a really important step in this process of the rose line embodiment, because the receiving enabled us, and still enables us, to go deep, deep into the feminine receptivity, the feminine energy. Because it's only when we drop deeply into this feminine energy that the masculine comes in, the sacred masculine comes in, and that harmony is created. So that's where the receiving also ties in. So this is fabulous, and it's been lots of fun. And on my Patreon channel, the Rose Line, I have been bringing through the energy of these beings. And so, to give an example of some of who they are, in case you think, who are these beings? They are Athena, Joan of Arc, Nefertiti, Mary Magdalene, some beings, a being from Lemuria and Atlantis called Sapphira and Kala Rose. There are also some energies coming in now who are in masculine form. So when I was in Assisi, Francis of Assisi, Claire of Assisi. So there's many. And their energy is coming through, and each of them has a different vibrational frequency and brings through a different teaching to enable this harmony. So this is what I've been doing, and it's been phenomenal, the information coming through. It's very activating, and it's really preparing each of us energetically to embody the new earth energy, to shift our vibrational frequency to move into the new earth energy. Now, not everyone's going to be drawn to this because this is a particular lineage. And you know when you hear it and when you hear the teachings and the sharings, and even when you hear me say the rose line, there's some part of you goes, oh, yeah, yeah, I'm resonant with that. You know, as I say, it is a soul lineage. So there are many soul lineages incarnate on this planet. And I feel that the rose line, although it has been here a long time, but it's actually only just now really pushing through, not pushing through, flowing through and emerging and becoming prominent and evident to humanity. And you will be hearing more about it. Many people talk about it, but very often people only talk about it in relation to Mary Magdalene. She is one of the beings of the rose line, but just one piece of the lineage. So this leads me to my insight on the weekend because I was still a bit, where is this taking me? What's going on here? Like, where do I go? What's next with this? This is beautiful. I mean, I love it. This is beautiful. I'm bringing through the information. I've begun the creation of an oracle card set around this. And it's like, great, but I feel like there's something more tangible and I'm not quite getting it. And on the weekend, I woke and I had just had a dream and I was teaching someone how to manifest in this dream. It was very simple teaching. I haven't got the words in front of me right at the moment, so I won't share it here, but it was very simple. It was 2 sentences. And as I came out of the dream, I got the phrase manifest with the rose. And suddenly I remembered that what that original healing had said about that I know what the frequency of each rose means, of each color means. And I suddenly, it was almost like I just got a massive download, for want of a better phrase, of how to manifest with the rose energy, and that this is dimensional consciousness, and this is how we bring everything that we desire, that we require to support us. This is how we bring it here into being right now. This goes beyond the monetary system. It goes beyond all the systems of the Piscean age and the patriarchal energy. So this is where I'm going with this work, and this is what I want to talk more about. And it was really interesting because I then came across something that saying about the frequency of the rose is 320 hertz, and the frequency of love is 528 hertz. And the rose is the closest tangible thing to that vibrational frequency of love. And when we're in that vibrational frequency of love, we can manifest anything. That is the manifesting energy. So I thought it was really interesting that the rose is so, it's that closest tangible thing to the love frequency. And so using it for manifestation, or as I was told, the phrase or the term really for fifth dimensional consciousness is co-creation rather than manifestation, but we're still going between the two. So this is what I'd love to talk more about here on YouTube. As I uncover more, I will reveal more. I may hold some meditations here around with the Roseline beings. Obviously, I do have my beautiful container on Patreon, and that is where I do bring through the channelings and the meditation. So I want to keep that sacred. And so what I offer on YouTube will just be like a snippet of that. But it is time to get this message out there. I did set up an Instagram account and have the handle Lineage of the Rose. If you do want to follow me there, I'm still making my mind up about whether that's where I want to be or not, or whether I will just be here on YouTube and perhaps on Insight Timer start introducing a little bit there. It will unfold. But us embodying this energy, is vital for the path of our business. Certainly, if you are connected with the rose line. So, getting into that fully integrated state of the masculine and feminine, the place of power, then your business is like the platform to stand on and share that. So that it's a portal that you can sort of send your energy through to reach your tribe. So that's where it does link in with business energy. Still very relevant. I will still be talking about business energy. I still have clients to do with business energy, but these two paths are alongside each other and maybe just weave in and out of each other a little bit. And we will see what direction that goes. So please, in the comments, let me know whether you have a resonance with the rose line. Does this mean anything to you? Have you heard of it before? I'm just really interested to know and to connect in with anyone who feels a resonance with this frequency of the rose. So I'll be back soon to share a little bit more with you. Take care, everyone. Bye.